gets me heady, and look at one of the nice things I got for Christmas. I love inexpensive nonstick skillets. They're good. I admit I'm hard on them, and I have never tried this Granitestone. Damn it. So I got one for Christmas, and look, it's the 14-inch size, because y'all know I need a big one. You don't need to see me, quote, unbox it. I'm just going to rip the label out, give it a good wash down, and I'll be back. And then we're going to get on to our shepherd's pie. I understand that classic shepherd's pie has lamb in it. But in America, what do we make? We call shepherd's pie, it's made with the hamburger meat. Also called cottage pie. Okay, so it's the same thing. And I'm going to show you how I do it. Here we go. First things first, I'm going to drizzle a little bit of oil. I don't like this top. I bought some new tops for these things. I gotta see what I did with them after I washed them. Y'all can't imagine all the kitchen stuff I have. You ought to see what I got for Christmas. You know, when you cook, you get a lot of cooking stuff for Christmas, and that's okay. I love it. I love it. I love it. So I guess this might be also turned into a review video for this pan, so we'll see. I don't know if this is the dish to actually judge it, but we'll see how it works out over the next few recipes and stuff that I use it in. All right, so I'm going to heat this oil up, and when I'm ready to put the onions in, I'll bring you back. This is heating good. Yep, got a good sizzle. So I've got 2 medium onions. Now, you know, a lot of people, they cook, but they don't season food. I don't know if it's a Louisiana thing. I honestly don't know. But the rule of thumb per pound of meat is about a teaspoon of salt and 1 medium onion and a medium bell pepper. If you're using bell peppers, I'm not in this dish, but I'm just trying to tell y'all. That is how you season hamburger meat to perfection. And, of course, garlic. And when I say garlic, I mean about at least 3 cloves. But the way I oven roast mine, so I'm probably going to put in 4 or 5, because remember, I'm doing a double recipe for this. If I didn't say that, I am. Again, as always, with a small family, just cut this in half, and you'll still be good to go. I'm going to get some garlic out. I'm going to let these sizzle for a minute. It's not the same as when I'm caramelizing onions. We're just doing a saute. Just a few minutes to get them soft, because it's going to finish in the oven. So I'm going to get that garlic out while these do their thing. I did forget to go over the other ingredients. Today, I'm using 2 teaspoons of I'll try to find out the name of it. A friend gave this to me, and it's a mix. It's got rosemary, thyme, things like that in there. Now, in lieu of this, I would use winter savory. 1 teaspoon per pound of ground round. And I don't have any. I have summer, but it's not as subdued, rather, I guess, as the winter. Not saying it wouldn't be good, but I'd probably, if I was going to add it, I'd probably just go with 1 teaspoon, just see how it came out. All right, I just wanted to mention that. So, I've got 4 carrots that they were just good on the large side of medium, that I just diced up myself, covered in hot water, and I put them in the microwave for 4 minutes, and they've been just sitting. I'm just trying to soften them. I am going to add them in with the onions in just a minute. I also have just a pack of, I'll have to look at the package of, I'm using frozen peas tonight. And I've got some leftover corn that I'm going to add in before, you know, when I mix it up to put it in the dish. And I'm going to use just mashed potatoes tonight, not making them on camera, but I'm going to top it with mashed potatoes. As you know, everything is always down below. All the details. You can make homemade mashed potatoes. You can use boxed mashed potatoes. Whatever way you want to do it. Okay? But I'm just showing you how I get her done. Alright, I'm going to give these a stir, and I'm going to come back in a minute. Okay, I just added in my 2 pounds of ground beef, and I'm just going to heat this through. Also, I've added, I showed you the stuff. I will get the name of that. It's just a spice blend. I don't know if it has a particular name, I don't remember. But I have 6 cloves of garlic. This is my oven roasted garlic. And sometimes I purposely under roast it so I can just take it out in whole cloves and chop it up like I need to. And I've got about 1.5 teaspoons of salt in there. And I did forget to show you this too. I have 4 tablespoons of flour. I might not need it all, but I just have it in reserve. I have a package of frozen peas. I showed you that already, but I'll get you the size of it. That's what I was going to do. Stand by. It's a 12-ounce bag. I also have some leftover corn from 2 days ago, and I just heated it through so it wouldn't be cold going back into everything else. And I showed you the carrots. I softened them and drained them. I let them sit. I did this earlier. I did it at least 45 minutes ago. I had them chopped already, threw them in this bowl, just covered them in water, and I think I nuked them for in between 3.5 and 4.5 minutes. Then I just left them, and then I drained them, and so now they're on the soft side. It didn't come up to a boil though. And that's about it. Like I said, I always use savory in mine, but instead of savory, that's why I'm going to use this spice mix. We'll see how it goes. All right, I'm going to get to cooking this meat, and we'll continue on. I wanted to make mention about this stock. This is stock I had left over from a roast. I had it in the freezer. I took it out. I let it sit for a little while, and then I just put it in here. I got about 2 cups. I may or may not need all of it. Probably, because it's about a cup of liquid that you need. And if it's too dry, I'd splash more water, and and then I'll know before I add all of it if I need all of it. I'm mortified when I see people throwing in their garlic with their onions. I've mentioned this if you're a regular viewer, but if you're new, don't put your garlic in when you do your onions. Now, mine's cooked already, so I don't have to add mine until the end. Now, the order I would have added mine in, I would have sauteed my onions, then I would have added the garlic. I would have gone for about a minute, and then I would have put the hamburger meat in a minute, let it all meld together, okay? This is so easy to make, y'all. It is so easy. After I'm getting this mixed, I'll move on to, I've got water I'm about to put on the stove now to bring to a boil to make my potatoes. And yes, folks, I'm using instant mashed potatoes. Believe me, when you make them like I do, they're amazing. You wouldn't tell the difference. I've had people, literally, I'm not kidding you, that grew up eating nothing but homemade mashed potatoes, be it they lumpy, be it they gummy, whatever. And I make good homemade mashed potatoes too. But I'm tired today. I've had a busy few weeks, and y'all know I'm running on fumes, and still not feeling good, but moving on. I'm getting stuff done. I'm just slow, and I get tired easy. So yeah, you better believe it, I keep instant boxed mashed potatoes on hand at all times, be it to thicken up a gravy, whatever. Having said that, I'm going to get my water on in a minute, then we'll go from there. In the meantime, I got to keep browning this. I'll bring you back. Okay, I'm just updating you, and I'm still just browning the meat. It's been about less than 3 minutes, about in between 2 and 3 minutes. So this is just an update. It's only been about another minute, but I wanted to show you, you don't want a bunch of big hunks in your hamburger meat, so just go through. I got a hamburger chopper, but it's in the dishwasher right now. One of those things you use in Skillet. All right, I'm also going to go ahead and add my spices and my garlic, okay? So that way, this garlic is not hot, not that it needs to be, but I'd rather just let it go ahead and get melded in with everything else. So I'll bring you back, okay? I'm not ready to add the corn yet, but I wanted to make mention of something. This has pepper in it, by the way. It's leftover. Really good. Corn is not a, quote, traditional addition, but I don't always add corn. But I had this corn sitting there, and I don't want it to go into waste. I'm not going to freeze it because it's not enough to freeze. And I'm not making soup the next couple of days, so that's why I said, guess what? Waste not, want not, right? Is that what they say? And now I'm coming in and I'm going to just sprinkle the hamburger meat with my flour. I'll stir that in. I am reaching around a tripod, folks. If I look awkward, it's because it is awkward. But I'm getting it done, aren't I? Okay. So far, loving the pan. gotta say. And by the way, there is no requirement. If you want some chunks of meat in there, look, there's one I missed. If you want chunks, leave some chunks. I just like to get everything incorporated. That way, every bite you take, you're getting a little bit of everything. I do leave small chunks though. So for sure, there's some small chunks. Okay, I'm gonna keep going. I'll bring you in for the next step. Alrighty, I've let that cook off about right at 3 minutes. And now I'm gonna come in and I'm gonna see about my, I can already tell you I'm probably gonna use all this broth, but I just wanna be sure. So I did hold back about half a cup. So right now, all I'll put in is about 1.5 cups. Yeah, I'm gonna want a little more moisture. So I am gonna add that last half a cup. I'm gonna stir this down. Matter of fact, no reason I'm not putting in the carrots, the peas, and the corn. All right, I'm gonna give this a really good stir and I'll bring you right back. Okay, everybody, I tasted it. Man, if y'all could smell my kitchen right now, you would eat the stove, the kitchen sink, even the trash can. It smells that good in here. Man, it smells good. This is that stuff. It's just an all-purpose seasoning. I'm gonna have to figure that one out. Huh. Anyway, I tasted it. It tasted great. I did add 1 more teaspoon to mine because that's just to my taste. I'm gonna add some pepper to taste. And I added salt already, so I don't need salt. So I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna mix up my potatoes. I'll come back and we'll assemble it. Alrighty, so this is a 4-quart baker, so I still put it on the cookie sheet because it's easier to get in and out. I just sprayed this with Pam. I'm not gonna do this on camera because it's awkward. Because that pan's really heavy. I like it though. There's a pan, and here's my pan, my casserole dish, and I'm gonna just simply put the mixture into this, and I'll bring it back. Okay, as you can see, I've got it in there. I have my recipe of mashed potatoes. Remember, I'm making a double recipe, so I used an entire box of, let me see how many ounces, 15.3 ounces. So I used the whole box for that. If you're making a half recipe, of course, you just use half the box. Remember, you need to be, I'd rather have too much than not enough. Okay, do something else if you've got leftovers because you really need to cover this really, really thoroughly and you want to seal it up. So again, this is way too heavy for me to do. I'm holding this with 2 hands right now. So this bowl of mashed potatoes is really heavy for me right now. I'm going to put it on there and I'll show you how I spread it out, okay? It's not just simple as just smishing it around. But I am going to show you how I do part of it, okay? Look, now I should have cleaned that spatula off, but I didn't. So there's a piece of corn in there, so oh well. Let me smush him down there and hide him. I am going to show you. Instead of dumping it all in there, I'm just going to do it. This is how I normally do it. Can you tell I hadn't made this since late last winter? You smash it around like that. You spoon it. Don't dump it all. It's harder to, you know, incorporate and smear around if you've just dumped it all in the middle. It's not a habit you want to be in, is what I'm saying. Okay, now I'm going to start smearing this around, then I'll talk to you about it. Let me get this part done and see if I need some more, and then we'll go from there. In editing, I'm going to try to zoom in on this so you can see better, okay? Now, you see, I'm not sealed over here. And you can see I'm not sealed here. And I want to show you. The trick to a really good shepherd's pie is completely having a seal on the edge. No shepherd's pie, no mixture, no meat mixture shown through, not even a little bit. Okay? It's going to get hot, and if you don't, that's why you always put a cookie sheet under it in case it starts bubbling over. Then you have something to catch it. And I might lift it up and throw a piece of foil or parchment down there. I might do that. Might be a smart thing to do, and I'm sure it is. So I'm going to get a good seal on this, and then I'll show you another close-up of it. Okay, I put a piece of parchment underneath. It's not fair for me to tell you to do it, and then I don't do it. I do sometimes, and sometimes I don't. But just in case you do get, you know, a little leakage, then for sure it'd be nicer to have this just to rip off and throw in the trash. Okay, now I'm gonna try to get in some close-up for you. And that's what you're going for. You see, I've got that seal all the way around here. And that's one of the keys. Now, last thing, if you want to chop it with some cheddar or whatever cheese you like, by all means, go ahead. That also, like corn, is not traditional, but very good. I sometimes do it, sometimes I don't. Not doing it tonight, but now it's going in a 400-degree oven for in between 25 and 30 minutes. When it's hot and bubbly, you'll know it's done, because remember, everything is basically, it's done already. You're just kind of letting it top off, okay? Then you're going to want to let it rest for about 15 minutes afterwards. Okay, in it goes. Oh, yes, honey. Look at that. Now, that's what I call hot and bubbly. I hope you can see this. I'll try to get a close-up of it. Now you see why, if you wouldn't have sealed as well as you could, it bubbles up around the edge, but it won't come over. So I don't have one drop on my parchment paper. Now, it's out of the oven, and now it's just going to sit here for 15 or 20 minutes. Believe me, that thing is so hot, it will still be piping hot when it's time to dish you up a plate. All right, so when that time has passed, now I'm ready to dig into it, I will bring you back. I just wanted to show you some of that bubbling action. Yes. Yes. Nice. Blub, blub, blub. Okay, y'all. Let's see how I rolled. It's been resting for right at 15 minutes. I'm going in. I'm thinking about my mama, so I'm using my mama's lucky spoon. Oh, man. I can already tell you. Oh man, that's good. I might have could have left it in for about 2 or 3 more minutes, but it's more brown than that. Is not picking up how brown it is. It's holding up really well. You want it to be on the loose side. You can even eat, look, this is definitely something, I'm going to put it on a plate just because it's easier to take pictures of, but look at that. I would eat that in a bowl in a heartbeat. Y'all, if you have never made shepherd's pie, it is so easy, and you can do this. And if you start learning, like if you already had, now I was out of onions through the holidays, you know, I went through everything. And next week I'm going to start catching back up on everything. But normally I would have had onions just ready to go. And so if you had onions ready to go, I had my garlic ready to go, your spices are nothing, you got a few small bags of frozen vegetables. It's easy as pie. It's a smart thing to keep a box of instant mashed potatoes. There's so many, maybe we'll talk about that. Things to use mashed potatoes for. Instant, I'm talking about. And I know I said that earlier, I edited that in. Look, y'all, the ones I buy, they are 100% Idaho potatoes. I don't know where people started thinking that they weren't real. They are real, they're just basically freeze-dried. Okay, so anyway, I got to take that pretty picture. I'll see y'all in the next video. I hope that you saw how easy it was. You got any questions, let me know. And I'll put the alternative down for the savory in there too. And I'm going to investigate that spice blend because it tasted really good. And one last thing I want to tell you. Number one use for the pan is pretty good. I will be reporting back. So I really like it. I really like this handle over here because y'all know, throughout all my illnesses, I've lost a lot of strength. And boy, that really helps. And things are so heavy for me now. That's why sometimes I have to do stuff off camera. But anyway, yeah, I'm liking it. All right, time to eat. I'll see y'all in the next video.